Hi, this is Bowen Cairns, Pinburgh Tournament Director, and you're going to see the first game from the quarterfinal round from Pinburgh 2011. I'll tell you a little bit about Avatar gameplay as we begin. Avatar has two main multi-balls. One is achieved by shooting the link shot and parking a ball inside the link, and then releasing the ball by hitting the captive ball on the link as the game is played. So what you'll see is generally people shooting for the link and trying to get that release. So there's Keith starting ball one. He shoots for the link and whoa, just not necessarily an upsetting drain because it's only ball one, but a really unusual quick drain for Keith, and that is the danger of the link shot in this game. So the link, one of the two major goals, the other goal being the amp suit, which we'll talk about in a minute as people begin shooting for it. But James Fordham begins by shooting the link there. And you shoot it once, it will light for lock. Shooting it into there a second time will park the ball and kick out a second ball. So James is lining up his shot right now, probably for the link, but he might be shooting the ramp as well. The left ramp starts a round called Banshee, and there's the lock that he was going. Once one ball is locked in the link, it stays there, and you release that ball by hitting it several times. One good strategy in the game is to then go after the second main goal, which is the amp suit. The amp suit is on the right side, and it's opened very similar to the way the Sandman from Spider-Man is opened if you've played other Stern games. There's a flashing light AMP, and he just shot the M, so that amp suit is now open. It takes about 4 amp suit shots to start its multi-ball, and those are dangerous shots. So what we see James doing now is a good strategy. He's now trying to start the link multi-ball by shooting the link ball backwards. And whenever you step up on a machine that you don't really know very well, the hardest thing to get used to is the timing on those shots. And James just barely missed the link ball, and as a result paid for the ball completely. As we see Brian step up, Brian hits the link ball kind of on a reflex shot. I doubt he was aiming for it, but he's also managed to open the amp as well. So it's hard to tell whether he's aiming for it. He's got control now, so we'll see what he really shoots for. One of the other tasks that players tend to go for before really getting a strong ball going is to complete the multiplier lights. Oh, a bad drain for Brian off a bounce there. The left side in this game is very difficult to control because the inlanes are metal posts only. So if a ball clangs off one of those metal posts, there's very little the player can do about it, so that a higher degree of anticipation is necessary on the left side of this game than on the right. Jörgen Engelbrektsson of Sweden is player 4, and we'll see how he attacks those two major goals. He quickly opens the amp suit, but does one shot. That was a nice rollout there. I'm not sure if he just got lucky there or if it was a great save. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but just a bounce into that area and not enough action to get it back out again. Ball 2 begins, and really there's still all to play for. Player 2, James, is in the lead with 1.1 million, and he has the best progress towards the link multi-ball, but none of the 4 players have really put up a strong ball 1. And we'll see how Keith attacks the game. He did not make any progress towards either multi-ball, but he was aiming for the link at the beginning, and there he goes. He got it again. You can see that link shot is not safe. So as soon as Keith makes his shot, he switches into the mode of recovery. Try to get the ball back on the flipper, get control. That was a controlled shot there to the link, the backhand, and you can see him just getting control of the ball, get it back on the flipper, get ready for the next shot. I think he's probably going to try to open the amp suit before starting the link multi-ball, but we'll see what he chooses to do. He looks like he's back on the backhand the link a couple more times to try and get that multi-ball completely ready before the amp comes. In an interview with Keith after this game and after the tournament, he let us know that he didn't really know very much about playing Avatar, and he learned through the week and before the finals by watching other players play. The shot he just made was a very important one. After completing a bonus multiplier, the next shot you make lights a green X, which doubles that shot for the remainder of the ball. The most valuable shot in the game are the super jackpots on the link. And so by playing it that way, and setting it up, he now has the ability to make double jackpots and double super jackpots. The highest double super jackpot is 12 million, so there really is a huge scoring opportunity on that Link ball if he can get this multi-ball going. Link is a 2-ball multi-ball where all shots are jackpots, and the goal is to make 15 shots to like the super. The display will tell you how many are left, so it says he's already made 4. There are 11 shots left. And he's got 2 balls on the left, so we'll see their first cradle separation. Keith is trying to get the ball high enough to do exactly what you just saw. Get one on each, and then you can decide to make a clean shot. The Link multi-ball will hold a ball in the Link just like it does in regular play, and when that ball is released, there'll be a 3-ball multi-ball instead of a 2-ball multi-ball. So it's going to stay in there for a little while. Now it's out. So we now have 3 balls in play, and now Keith has actually opened up the amp suit as well. So if he can complete the amp suit while this multi-ball is in progress, it'll be very likely for him to reach the supers. There are 8 more jackpots for him to get, 7 now. The one rule about these jackpots is that you can't shoot the same one twice in a row, and there are usually only a few available anyway. The red lit lights, and there's another nice cradle separation. So this is very tightly controlled play. He's not going to do anything with the 2 balls on the left flipper unless he absolutely has to. And he's trying to make enough shots to cash in the super jackpot, which is coming up pretty soon. I think he needs 3 more shots to light the super. I think it may actually be lit now if I see the super jackpot is lit, and that super is, it says 3 million, but it's actually 6 million because he's got the double lit. So this is very strong strategy. It's about the best strategy you could play in the game, other than perhaps mixing this up and including the amp suit multi-ball as well. Another nice cradle separation there gives him the opportunity. So very controlled play. There's no time limit on the super jackpot, just the balls in play. So he's going to be very safe about this and wait until he gets a nice opportunity to shoot that ball. So right flipper in. That's a tough miss, but it's back under control. Same position. Another tight miss. And moving the machine there to get the ball back into control. Another cradle separation with a little push from the left. That is an excellent play to keep the ball from drooling out over the side. I'm not really sure I like what happened there with releasing the other ball rather than waiting for that first ball to come down. But regardless, it's working out. And he's now still probably trying to get control over both balls with a little bit of a bounce around there. And that first 1 ball is going around. There's the super jackpot. Finally, the double super jackpot will be lit very briefly. 10 seconds. Oh, and he drains while going after the double super. A little salute as well. So a good multi-ball, not a great multi-ball, and there's a really excellent slap save. I find that a lot of players, even in final rounds, aren't willing enough to go for those slap saves when the ball is headed down the middle or down an out lane. There really is no major risk. If it tilts, it tilts. You lost a little bit of points, but if you save the ball, you give yourself just another opportunity. There's only 3 balls. There's only 2 balls now because we're on ball 2 as we go. And he started amp suit. So amp suit multi-ball has all shots lit for relatively low jackpots, and then there is a super available at the amp suit once you collect them all. I feel the amp suit potential as far as scoring goes is much less than the link potential. So what some players do during amp suit is shoot for link, because you can start link during amp suit. And you can see more cradle separations, a really nice one there. 3 balls on the left, no problem, just tap away, and eventually one of them will come over. And don't be afraid to bop the machine a little bit. He's rocking the machine to the right there with his left hand, lifting up the left side of the playfield there to get that little extra motion over to the right side. So I suspect that he's still aiming for the link shot here, and so there's one. He hasn't achieved the link block yet. There it is, and it's not a real lock, and one the multi-ball is in play. I think he needs 3 or maybe 4 more shots to link in order to start that multi-ball. So if he can get both multi-balls going, He's already got 20 million. So it really, I won't say that he's going to win this game because anyone can put up that score, but he'll put himself in a very solid position to place well on this game. There's a tough drain on the right, but he's still in multi-ball. 2 balls left, 1 jackpot to get the amp suit super ready, so we'll see after another separation whether he tries to go for the amp super or to keep going after Link. That was a missed shot to the orbit there, I think. Capped the ball too far to the left. There's the orbit. So now the amp suit will be lit, and unfortunately that multi-ball ended just before we started to see the real points there. So even after all that play, there was only 1 million or so achieved in that multi-ball. So amp suit multi-ball, it's a tool to get yourself back into Link multi-ball, or it can coordinate with other opportunities. For example, if you have Navi scoring or seeds or any of the other scoring opportunities, going into amp suit multi-ball can build on that other opportunity. And that looked like a tap pass there. I'm not really sure what we saw there. You have to look at that in slow motion to really be sure what was going on there. But it looked like he had a half flip there that pushed the ball over from the left to the right. Really clever little play there. Maybe intentional. Only Mr. Owen knows for sure. So that was a nice little push out there from the in-lane, out-lane area. Rather than trying to hope that the ball chooses the in-lane over the out-lane, just push it out from that area completely by nudging whenever it hits a slingshot or the sidewall. And there's Link multi-ball again. So solid, efficient play. Link multi-ball, more points opportunity here. He's got the doubler already on. And oh, ball save. Okay, so I thought it was over there, but it's not. And we'll see if he can get a third ball. That third ball is coming off of the AWA captive ball on the right, which if you played a little bit of Iron Man, the AWA works similarly to the War Machine Award, so it frequently gives Atta-ball during multi-balls. So he aimed for that on purpose, trying to get the Atta-ball and boosting this up to now a 4-ball multi-ball. And the amp suit has been doubled as well. So anything he pulls on the amp suit will be doubled. Anything he pulls on the Link will be doubled. There's a lot of opportunity on the table right now, and he already has, of course, a significantly higher score than the rest of the players. They've only played 1 turn, so there's still a lot to play for. 3 balls now trapped on the left. There's a sort of a botched cradle separation there that led to all 4 balls being out of control, but now they're back under. 2 balls on either flipper. This is an interesting situation because you want to push 1 ball up to either the other side, or push 1 ball up and then shoot the other one. And I guess what he chose to do was lose 1 of the balls, which realistically, you know, you're not really getting much out of a 4-ball multi-ball compared to a 3. That was a nice shot there. Link multi-ball includes the side shots, the seeds, and the Navi as jackpots. So if you want an easy one, hit the ball off the side of the flipper into either the seeds or the Navi, sort of as a really last-second backhand. And there's a jackpot. That's 300,000 or whatever it was. Super jackpot's lit after 15. He's pulled it off again. That 6 million shot is back. You can try to cradle separate this one to the left flipper, and then jam in 1 from the right. So this takes as many opportunities as it needs to. That was probably unnecessary, but it worked. There it is. There's the super for 6. If you can hit the ball from the backhand, it'll be a double super for 12. 6, 5, got it. 12 million for that shot. And just a huge pile of points that puts him up to 50 million overall, with the 3 other players at no higher than 1 million. They've got balls to play. This is not an insurmountable score for the other players, but it's really going to put a lot of pressure on them, and they may be thinking about playing for second at this point. Nice save there too off the amp. Amp suit multi-ball is ready again. So one thing that Keith may try to do, or may wish he was trying to do, is to line up amp suit multi-ball with some other scoring feature. Oh, a nice attempted save to the left, got the ball back, but then too hard, pushing it right on back into the outline. Really strong ball there by Keith Elwin, and he's up over 55 million now. It's going to be tough for any of the players to reach him. But, James Fordham is next. He'll start his player 2. And might be tough for James at this point with the ended ball 1 in the lead, and begins his ball 2 over 50 million behind on a game where 15, 20 million is usually regarded as a good score. But you've seen the strategy now, so you kind of know what to expect from all the players at this point. They're going to be going for link, and generally with link being worth more than the amp suit, the link is probably the best play at this point. He's backhanded the link successfully. Let's see if we can do that again. Link multi-ball begins. Nice save there, but it wasn't necessary because the ball saver was on, so we're risking a bit of a tilt there by making that slap save. Still though, now amp suit is ready, so James has the opportunities here to get the double multi-ball, get both amp suit and link going at the same time, and he can continue the link if he can get the amp suit right away at the end of the link node. So a low value link multi-ball, not too big a deal because you can get back into it as we saw Keith Elwin do. But at this point, he's entered Navi scoring, and it would be a very good idea to start the amp suit multi-ball as quickly as possible for maximum scoring potential. Navi scoring lights every shot for, wow, great save there, for up to 800,000, and the timer is ticking down, and this is not a good idea. This round will end shortly, and a significant opportunity will go by the boards. So James started the amp suit multi-ball by waiting there during the Navi scoring. He does lose the potential of earning Navi points during the round, but he is still playing one of the other rounds. I think it's Bomber Battle. I'm not sure, so there is another round still running during this time. As mentioned before, amp suit multi-ball lights each shot for a jackpot, and if all jackpots are completed, the amp suit becomes lit for a larger jackpot. So one thing we saw Keith doing was to use this time to go for link and try to get the progress towards link. Very similar in spirit to the style some players use on Spider-Man, where they are playing the black suit multi-ball and use it as an opportunity to advance towards the Doc Ock multi-ball, and vice versa. By advancing multi-balls makes the next multi-ball that much easier to achieve, and you spend the least amount of time possible in single ball play. So James still has 2 jackpots to make. There's one. He's got the right loop left to go. One thing to also keep an eye on is that he's completed 3 of the 6 tasks for Final Battle. He's got the link, he's got the seeds, and the amp. So it is tough, but if you can complete all those tasks, the full Navi, the Banshee, the Valkyrie, those are the 3 tasks he still hasn't completed, he would get to go into Final Battle mode, which would actually give him an opportunity to catch up to the score that Keith Elwin achieved. So by no means is James playing poorly. In fact, he's playing pretty well. He's got both multi-balls, he's got the amp suit back open again. He's shooting for link. It's a nice shot to link there. It's got the ball locked to link. I think that means 3 more shots. We'll start link multi-ball. He's still only at 12 million, and I think that generally has come from the level to which he's used the multi-ball opportunities. They're tough multi-balls in this game, and getting back to them is not so easy. Playing them is not easy. So achieving a high score out of strong multi-ball play is pretty challenging on Avatar. It's probably what makes it a good game for use in the finals round like this. One more shot will start link for James. And ooh, got away with a little tip there. There it is. There's link. And the amp suit's open, so this could be a long one. This could be an opportunity for James to score some points. He did not pick up the doubler on the link though, so you won't be able to get that 12 million shot that we saw from Keith Elwin on ball 2. And you see him going for amp suit as well as going for link. He needs 10. He needs how many more? 8 more jackpots. It's a little quick here with the display. 4 more jackpots like the super, and there is another ball trapped right now in the lock. So even though it looks like multi-ball is over, it's actually a ball about to be released from the link. So it was still a 2-ball in play situation. Now the super is lit, and oh, very nice shot there. He actually starts Amsuit multi-ball just as the other ball was draining. The super is still lit for link for 3 million. In fact, if there is an opportunity here for him to get the doubler, if he's able to shoot the balls up to the top and complete the bonus multiplier lanes. But in any case, 3 million is lit at the link. While Amsuit is running, the Amsuit jackpots are pretty small by comparison. But come on, get in there. Getting control of the both balls could be a priority here, so you can get a nice clean shot, but they never seem to gravitate toward Amsuit. One more chance, just off the edge. Oh, basically a double drain there. 4 million out of the link multi-ball, less than a million from Amsuit. And a really solid ball for James puts him up to 26 million within striking distance of Keith Elwin. So very strong score that under other circumstances might have been a game winner, but it puts him about halfway to Keith's score. Brian Bannon is player 3, and at this point you just have to bear down and play your game. You see 2 really high scores ahead of you as players 1 and 2, and a nice save there. You know it's achievable, it's reachable, and just get in there and play the game. You know what to do because you've been seeing the other players doing it. It would be interesting. I'd like to see at least one player start Banshee or Seeds before the multi-ball, carry it through so that a significant score can be achieved off of those modes. And that's the second warning for Brian, so some strong play to get the ball out of trouble situations. He might not have needed the danger there, but better to use it than leave it on the table. Seeds is ready. 1 shot for Seeds. And link multi-ball begins. So if he had done those shots in reverse order, shot Seeds 1 more time and then shot link, we'd have a basically a frenzy along with the multi-ball. Not a lot of points difference, but could have made a little difference. Oh, and the link is already over, unfortunately. So, I think with link multi-ball being only 2 balls, it can be difficult, which is why some people like to start Amsuit first and then go for link. We also could have seen is for Brian to go for the great bounce out there. Brian to go for the captive ball on the right and get a 3rd ball in play. Wow, nice carom there. There's a magnet in front of the Amsuit. You may have seen this. It throws it around, and this time it threw the ball right back into the Amsuit. So he got double credit there. Seeds is still running. Seeds is just a frenzy at 10,000 to hit or so, depending on how many times you hit Seeds. And he's got Amsuit multi-ball. So we do have a little bit of a carryover now between the multi-ball and the Seeds, but not really enough. Seeds just ended, and you can pull 5-6 million out of Seeds if you play with a multi-ball and you use your opportunities to shoot spinners and shoot Seeds to increase the value. Not much happened there. Oh, tough multi-ball drink. So, and 1/3. You only get 2 warnings, so the 3rd warning tilts, and hopefully that won't hurt Brian in the end because he may have had a reasonable bonus there. He's got about 6 million on the table as Yorian takes over ball 2. So Yorian with the headphones there to ease himself into the game and relax, keeps his mind just on the game instead of whatever else is happening regarding the situation, the crowd, the other players, whatever. You see a lot of players using headphones, and I like to use headphones as well. And it's mainly just a distraction, really, to forget that you're playing for a $3,000 first prize, or that you're playing in front of a camera. Tough drain there for Yorian. We'll see if he can put it together on ball 3, but he's had 2 tough balls. Ball 3 begins. We've got Keith Elwin with a significant lead at 56 million. James Fordham at 26 million in 2nd. Brian Bannon in 3rd at 6 million. And Yorian Engelbrechtsen in 4th at 2.7 million. On ball 3, there's still everything to play for. Keith also has an extra ball lid on the left ramp, which would have come from the AWA shot as one of the awards. And that extra ball is actually a significant number of points. I want to say it's 3 million. It might be 5 million. So if he can get a doubler on the left ramp, he can double that score, and that number of points is essentially equal to a super jackpot. It's one of the strategies players use on the big buck hunter game. There's the shot there, and we don't get to see exactly how many points that was, but he did earn an extra ball. And in competition play, there are no extra balls, so instead he receives a point award for that extra ball. And I want to say it's 3 million, but we didn't get a chance to actually see how much it was. Tough double bounce there. Losing only one of the balls is fortuitous there. He could have actually easily lost both balls in the double drain there. Keith is up now to 62 million, mostly because of this extra ball earned on the ramp there. As he continues to play, we're going to see more of the same, really. Well, maybe we won't. Tough drain off the link, shot for link, and if you miss that shot off of either post, the ball is completely out of control, and really there wasn't anything that Keith could have done about that drain, but he ends with a score well over 60 million. One of the best scores we saw in the entire weekend of play here at Pinburgh, and really nice score for him to achieve in the final round. James Fordham takes over for his ball 3, and we'll see if he can pull a comeback. He's not quite halfway to Keith's score, but he has opportunities, and we've seen him play well in his ball 2 to put up a 26. So he's going for the amp suit multi-ball first here, which can be a little dangerous. If you miss the amp suit shot to either the left or right, the magnet takes over and flings the ball really anywhere. So although it's a viable goal, and you definitely want to get amp suit multi-ball, it can be tough to start that in this manner. And just a nasty drain there. There's very little he could have done about that. A desperation save might have been a good idea, but it happened so fast. Out of the link. Good shot to the link, and the link is positioned to be directly over the flippers. So that exactly what you just saw will happen some percentage of the time. And just bad luck there as James ends his ball at 29 million, the final score. Here's Brian Bannon's ball 3, and he's got 7 million, so not a great score so far, but he's been playing pretty well. Just had a couple bad and wow, a really quick drain, and very little that he could have done about that with a direct center drain. But that leaves the door open at least for Dorian to pick up a point for third. The Papa scoring system for finals is 4 points for first place, 2 for second, 1 for third, and 0 for last. And wow! We'll definitely want to see that one again. Rewind it on the movie here to see Dorian make an excellent 2-warning slide save. There is no reason for him not to go for that save because he won't lose any points in the standings by failing at it. And by succeeding as he did, he gets a fresh ball. He's used up both warnings though, so that will change his play. When you use up both warnings, you just know you kind of don't really move the machine as much as you normally would. Even saves that would not normally trigger a warning tend to be a little more conservative, and we'll see how he plays. Really nice move there to get control of the ball on the left. A flip that was only intended to push the ball just over the edge so that he gets the ball on the flipper. And we'll see if he can start amp suit. That amp suit start shot is tough because it's all the way back where that flasher is. If you don't hit it all the way into the flasher, you lose. He started the Banshee mode, which Dorian's excellent shooting will allow him to make more points out of this mode than most players can. But the Banshee mode is not really worth that much, but each time you shoot it, it's worth more. 400,000. There it is again for 500,000. And he is closing in on Brian's third place score now has 7.2 million. One more Banshee shot will achieve the third place positioning. Oh, you might get it on the bonus. 7.2 million, and yes, just barely over. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoy our coverage of Pinburgh 2011 Match Play Tournament. Take care.